Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Create Your Own Reality podcast, where we share quotes, ideas, and stories from a variety of minds in order to encourage, empower, and inspire you all to create a life you love. If this is your first time listening to the show, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're able to take something from this episode to turn your day from good to great. Let's get into it. Real wealth isn't about the number on your invoice. It's about the life that number buys you. This insight was in a recent email I received from Made by James, and it was something that really resonated with me. I understand that not everyone is going to have the same perspective on this, and that's okay. Everyone has a different idea of what they want their life to look like. The gist of this email was how James had finally hit the $1 million mark in his business. However, that wasn't even take-home money, it was just the total profit that was generated within his business. He went on to discuss just how much time and energy went into hitting that number, and how at the end of the day, it actually didn't even feel worth it to him. He had to sacrifice so many hours he could have been spending with his family in order to get certain things done for the business. Ultimately, he had lost sight of his vision. He wanted to create freedom for himself and for his family, as I'm sure many of us do as well. However, he got so caught up in this idea that in order to be successful, he had to hit that $1 million mark, that he forgot what success meant to him. Now, this is definitely a subject matter I know I touch on a lot, but only because it is something I am truly passionate about. Success is going to look different for everyone, which is the main reason why you should never be comparing your life or your business to someone else's. Unless it is someone you may know personally and have similar goals with, it is very likely that their vision of success has nothing to do with what yours may look like. This should truly be the first step when venturing into any business or entrepreneurship endeavor. If you don't know what you're working towards, how will you ever know when you've gotten there? It's the same idea behind wealth. For some, wealth may look like having endless amounts of money, hitting that $1 million mark and even surpassing it, making multi-millions of dollars per year. For others, wealth may be generating enough to have financial freedom, and even that is going to have a different definition for everyone. I know for myself, what I'm really passionate about is being able to help others by doing the things that I love. Of course, this podcast being one of them. When it comes to the financial aspect for me, it's about creating financial freedom in the sense that I don't have to be stressed about knowing when or where the next paycheck may be coming from. Having enough money to cover expenses, but also having enough to enjoy life and continue to do the things that I love. The main component for me, however, is time freedom. Now, some may argue that if you're able to make a living doing what you love, you're already free. And technically, I wouldn't be able to argue with that. But when I think of time freedom and what it means to me, it's about not having to be glued to a desk or a computer for X amount of hours a day, or working for someone else or another company whose values I may not even align with. It's about being able to build systems that work for me when I'm not even at my computer. Being able to make money while I'm not putting physical time in. Depending on what your business is, this may not be entirely possible. But there are always systems you can put in place to decrease the load and time that you actually have to put into your business. Time freedom is about having more time to spend with the people you love, traveling, and most importantly, not having to live your life according to someone else's schedule. That, to me, similar to what James had mentioned, is true wealth. As I'm sure everyone can agree, I've spent way too many hours and days having to work a schedule that I didn't want to work, and even doing things that I didn't want to do. But it all comes down to that first question. What does success look like for you? I really want you to take some time and truly think about this question. Maybe journal about it, or do a small little brainstorm, or make a little vision board, to really understand what you want your life to look like in the next 5 to 10 years, but also in the next 1 to 2 to 3 years. Are you currently in a position that you love? Are you doing things every day that light you up? If you answered yes to those questions, that's incredible, and I am so proud of you. For those of you who may have answered no to those questions, I want you to break it down to just one small habit that you can begin implementing every day that will get you closer to the idea of success you just envisioned for yourself. Make it something that is truly actionable for you. Don't make it a wishful habit. Make it something that is available to you and something that can fit into your current schedule without having to change your entire life around. Once you start to implement these things, you will begin to see just how much your life starts to align for you and the version of success that you see for yourself. You will be one step closer towards the real wealth you desire, and that is the best gift you can ever give yourself. Remember, real wealth isn't about the number on your invoice. It's about the life that number buys you. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this content, please be sure to share it with your friends or leave a review. Comment down below to share your takeaways with others or just to say hi. Stay tuned for any updates, and until next time, stay motivated, be inspired, and don't forget to encourage others.